Hello everyone, welcome back to Dividend Investing. This is my dividend investing channel where I try to display what my dividend portfolio looks like. That way I can encourage others to invest in dividend stocks that will bring them wealth. Although your wealth may build slowly, it will build over time as long as you stay persistent and you have a purpose in mind for what your portfolio is going to look like in the future. I really appreciate everybody that has watched the previous episodes on this channel. I encourage you to go look back and watch the other videos if you haven't, kind of see what my purpose is with this channel. But I appreciate everybody who watches, likes, subscribes, and shares the content that I provide. So without further ado, let's get into the March update of my dividend portfolio. So here is just another screenshot of what my overall portfolio looks like. If you've listened to or watched some of the videos in the past, you have heard me say that I want to display what my brokerage looks like. I'm still trying to work out the kinks of that, so bear with me on getting through that mess, but still working on my video editing skills. But we'll focus on the screenshot right here for now. You'll see that for the most part it has remained the same from February to March. But there is one big difference that I'll point out later in the video. Big parts to look at here is the portfolio value. It's that first green column right there in the middle. So right now the portfolio is valued at just over $6,700, and the annual passive income, the next column to the right, it looks like we are bringing in just over $178 of annual dividend income. The next column to that right is looking at my 5 largest positions in the portfolio. You'll see that Tesla has actually become the #1 holding, and I'll get into more of that here in a second, followed by AT&T, and then Microsoft, Coca-Cola, and then 3M. The next column after that is just looking at the dividend yields. I have the dividend yields in green if they are over about 4.2% or just over 4. And then the red columns just indicate that those are the dividend stocks, or at least the stocks in general that I own that do not pay a dividend. I think it's important to have some of those stocks in there. That way you can focus on growth and not necessarily all dividend, but that's certainly up to your own preference. And then off to the right is just some miscellaneous information like the dividend CAGR, how much they pay per share, their yearly dividend payouts, and then just for my knowledge moving forward is the ex-dividend date, the payout date, and then the beta. So you can see that I don't have many paydays this month in April. I only have 4. We can get into that in a second. But ex-dividend dates, there's plenty. But let's move on to the next section. So this is my dividend overall view of the companies that paid me a dividend in the month of March. So overall, there are 10 companies there. I won't go line by line, but you'll see that most significantly, I was paid a dividend by ExxonMobil, 3M, and then Pepsi. So overall, those 10 companies paid me just over $20 this month. And the cool thing about that is, although that's not a large amount right now, next quarter that amount will grow because I am reinvesting all of those dividends back into those companies. So that amount will grow. It won't be a ton, but it'll actually be more than what we got this month. So that's the cool thing about dividend investing, and that's why I like it so much. So this next shot is looking at the overall dividend payouts for the year. I broke it down by the 3 months that we've had in the year so far and the monthly totals, and then looking at each individual stock. So you'll see that in red, those are when I was paid a dividend by those companies. So you'll see in that first column, for example, last month, February, or I guess 2 months from now when this video goes out, I was paid by Apple of 25 cents for their dividend. And then if you look at Disney, of course, they don't pay a dividend right now, so those are all zeros. And then if we look at the bottom one, O, which is Realty Income, you can see that I've been paid all 3 months by Realty Income. Overall, looks like we've been paid just over $40 for the year. again, that'll continue to grow as more companies continue to pay dividends and the dividend payout increases. And that's all assuming that dividends will continue to come in. Again, they're not guaranteed, but these companies are, for the most part, blue chip stocks and are very trustworthy in paying dividends. So looking at the March activity, this is just an overview of what happened in the month of March outside of dividends. So you can see that the top section there are 4 companies that I actually bought shares of outside of reinvesting dividends. So you'll see that I bought shares of Apple, just over 1 share, so a share and about a quarter. NEO, I bought just over 2 shares of NEO. Tesla, just over 1 share. And then Pepsi, I used the $30 that I put in, or that I contribute each month into Pepsi. And you can see off to the right, that is the annual dividend income that I'm putting into the portfolio. So, of course, NEO and Tesla do not pay dividends, but they're good companies to invest in for growth. If we look at Apple, I'm actually gaining about $1.03 of my annual dividend income from them and the purchases I made. And then Pepsi, just 11 cents. Again, it's not much, but as I kind of alluded to at the beginning, it doesn't really matter how much you put in right now. It's really the long game with dividends, so that's what I'm focused on. Now, the bottom section is ExxonMobil, and I actually did sell all of my shares of Exxon. I kind of looked into their financials a little bit further and some of the news and speculation, and I wasn't too psyched about it. So I can make another video on going into the stock analysis of Exxon. I still think they're an okay company. I think my money would be better invested in companies like Apple, Microsoft, Pepsi, NEO, Tesla than they would be with Exxon. I'm going to miss the dividend that they pay, but I think overall my money is better invested in companies like the ones I named instead of Exxon moving forward. So if you want me to do a stock analysis on that, just comment below, and I'm more than happy to do that. But that's kind of why I sold off on Exxon. So just a portfolio summary performance here. In the month of March, again, I received just over $20 in dividend income. My portfolio dividend yield actually dropped. I think it was just above 3 last month. It's gone to 2.65. That doesn't really matter for me right now. I'm not looking to supplement my actual 9-to-5 income at the moment, so having a lower dividend yield is fine for me right now. The portfolio value is, again, just over $6,700. And then looking at 2021 as an overall, so I've received just over $40 in dividend income there. Top 5 holdings again, AT&T, Microsoft, Coke, 3M, and Tesla. And then the portfolio value or gain loss is right above $2,000. So again, that's not how much I've made. That's just how much I've increased the portfolio value since the beginning of creating this channel. So looking at the dividend portfolio goals that I have for myself, I changed them up a little bit from the previous videos. So right now, let's look at the first one, the annual passive income, currently sitting at $178 and some odd cents. You can see what my short-term goals are and my long-term goals there. The next one underneath that is portfolio dividend yield. Again, 2.65% is what I'm sitting at currently. My short-term goal changed from 3.5 to 3%, and then long-term, I think it was at 4%, and it's at 3.5% now. Contribution amount, that has not changed. I still want to contribute about $30 per month. Again, this is just for the average investor because we're not going to become rich by putting $30 a month in. It's gonna take a while to build that wealth. I'm still contributing to my Roth IRA, which I maxed out this year. Also, my company's 401k, I'm just putting in the match percentage there, and I'm trying to max out my HSA, my health savings account. And then I get all the tax breaks from those retirement accounts and health savings account. And then the dividend portfolio, that's the one that's going to be taxed more heavily than what the others are. So that's why I'm only contributing $30 a month. And I don't have a super high paying job, but I still want to contribute a little bit so that I keep continuing to grow that passive income stream. And then the last section there is portfolio value. $6,700 is what I'm currently at. Those are my short-term goals in the middle. And then long-term, I'm looking at having the portfolio be about $1.7 million. So looking ahead, you can see that April dividends are far less than what March was as far as how many companies are going to be paying me a dividend. Coca-Cola has actually already paid me by the time this video comes out, and that's going to be the larger amount for the month of April. And I'm also getting paid by Bank of Nova Scotia, BNS is their ticker symbol, Realty Income O, and then Merck MRK. So those are the dividends that I'll be receiving in the month of April, and that's an overall view of what my dividend portfolio looks like for the month of March. I'm excited to get into the second quarter of dividend incomes and seeing what announcements come out, especially with Apple, see if their dividend will be increasing or not, and then if so, how much by percentage, and that sort of stuff. But that's it for the dividend portfolio update. I just want to thank you guys again for watching this video. Give me a follow on Twitter if you're interested in any more dividend updates. I post pre-market information before the stock market opens. I also give daily updates on what my portfolio did day to day. So what my 3 highest stocks did and what my 3 lowest stocks did. So give me a follow on that. And I appreciate you guys, again, checking out the video. So have a good one, guys. Please leave a like below and give me a follow on my Twitter for more updates on future videos and content. Hit the subscribe button and leave a comment below if you like the video. Thanks again for watching and have a good one, guys.